You are watching the multi-awarded Radio Bandido TV on channel 224 Sky Cable and TV Plus boxes. Simulcast on DZRJ 8:10 a.m. Informing, advising, and entertaining the Filipinos and OFWs around the world. Streaming live on www.facebook.com/DZRJ 8:10 a.m. or on YouTube, channel DZRJ 8:10 a.m. Radio Bandido.
All right. Hello there. So I'd like to welcome you to Good, Great, Unstoppable, the Francine de las Alas Show. I'm your host, DJ Chin. And of course, we live stream every Saturdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. from DZRJ 8:10 a.m. And you can also catch us at your own local area TV Plus channel and also at YouTube. That's RJ News PH. So don't forget to CLC nicely and also subscribe. Okay? So now, before we go on, of course, pangiti-ngiti lang ako. But every time I read the news, I'm still heartbroken as the war continues to ravage in Ukraine. So I'm saddened that Putin is still in power, and I am also, of course, equally in pain because the world has not stood against him. So it is alarming for me that evil is becoming a larger threat in countries like Moldova, Poland, Finland, and Sweden, diba? So it's alarming also that China has, of course, as expected, but has brazenly embraced Russia, giving sort of like a signal to the rest of us, and alarm that thousands has already died in Ukraine. So crimes of against humanity continue to take place. In fact, as we speak, diba? Putin continued to threaten the world with nuclear strikes. And I hope they realize that the world realizes that he is only one man, right? So I'm not sure why we are cuddling him. He is literally have no use to the world. And their likes, not only him, but the likes of him have no use in this world. So we really have to step up before he becomes more pompous as he is now. I hope too that the world is reassured that he can be taken out. So let us not wait. So I'm asking that I hope the world, that the rest of us will not wait another day. Okay. So to the foreign volunteers who have fallen, our salute is not enough. So may your sacrifices lead to sweeping, complete victories for Ukraine and a crushing defeat to Russia, Putin, and its allies. So meanwhile, for all of us who's just think that there's nothing that we can do, we can donate to the cause of Ukraine. You can check out UNCHR, care.org, Doctors Without Borders, share a meal, and even through platforms like Airbnb and Canva. So you just find a way where you can actually help Ukraine. Okay. So to President Zelensky, may your pleas be heard by the world, and may the world respond as you want to stop Russia and its cohorts. So peace, guys, is the only language we must communicate in. And I hope that every one of us agrees. Anyway, moving on. It has been a very hot summer, and I am actually in search not only of a very cheap air condition, which of course we won't find anywhere, but I'm also now maybe on a cheaper scale looking for a portable bathtub. I have a very small place. So am I the only one who is feeling the brunt of summer? Okay. Anyway, maybe not, because I saw someone just complaining in Facebook how hot it is. Anyway, and I've seen also some who bought themselves portable pools and also portable bathtubs. And I see good reviews as far as portable bathtubs are concerned. So I'm looking for one that is very affordable and very foldable. So if you guys are also finding it very hot summer and you still want a social distance, I suggest you just get yourself. This is portable tub that just fits one person. It's somewhere like 700 pesos. And I think that can take you a long way. Take you away from the long heat of summer. I just want to, I want to use it every night it's just so hot. And sometimes, I'm so tamad to go and take a shower. I just want the tub right beside my bed so I can just dip there and then go dry up and then go back to the bed right away. I don't anymore want to take the steps. So anyway, so even what I'm just really glad is that though the summer is very hot, it's not as hot compared to the last, I think, five scorching summers. Okay, so the temperatures can still sort of at least now reach. The temperatures before can really reach uncomfortable levels, especially at night. Pero ngayon, there are nights that are kind of cool. So it's just too bad, right? That but we don't get a breeze. We don't get a breeze where our windows are, diba? And too bad. So sa akin talaga, the tub is the best solution. I just wanna roll over from the bed and into the tub, and then maybe fall asleep there as well. Anyway, you know what? I just realized that I can actually fall asleep even if there's water running on my face. It's a talent that I just recently discovered. Can you do that? Kala ko before, water can wake is a waker upper. Yung pala hindi. Not for me. I can sleep while being in the shower, especially if I have to get up early in the morning. Anyway, so yun nga, I just wanna roll over from the bed to the top and maybe sleep there until the morning comes. Diba? While others in my age probably have a potty beside their bed, me, I have a tub, a bathtub. Diba masaya? So if you can afford that, right? Or yeah, if you can afford it actually, or rumakit ka so that you can afford it, buy it, guys. Diba? So tipid-tipid pa. You probably don't even have to fill it up with water. Importante lang, diba? There's just, maybe even if it's just half and then you just have tabo that you can just wash yourself with water with. Pwede na yon. Okay? Sobrang, ito nga ang hashtag natin, ang init. Diba? Anyway, speaking of warm weather, I actually found this interesting article from New Scientist and Harvard Gazette. First, found it in New Scientist, and then when I lost the link and I googled the words, and the Harvard Gazette came out. So it's about an article on vitamin D. So the title header says, "Vitamin D supplement lowers risk of autoimmune disease, researchers say." Ahem. I've been in our company for the last 7 years, and our multivitamins, one of the limitations is that we cannot give it to anyone with autoimmune disease. And autoimmune disease is like, I think, arthritis, psoriasis, and those are the most common. And I've been hoping, of course, that we will be able that there'll be clinical studies that say that can say otherwise about nutritional supplements, diba? Especially about ours, because that's my line of business. But this one is really very promising, and it makes me even prouder because of our company's founder, Dr. Wentz, has been emphasizing even before vitamin D became popular, and in fact, even before zinc became popular during the pandemic, he has been emphasizing vitamin D already way before. Okay, so and as far as zinc is concerned, before the pandemic came, he has been emphasizing about zinc a decade ago pa, emphasizing the importance of it to our health. Okay, and anyway, and I'm glad that if he was already encouraging the use of zinc, I'm glad that 10 years ago, I'm glad that I have been taking our supplements for the last 8 years. So ako yung nakikinabang doon. But anyway, that's why for me, diba, I'm really glad because in this industry, it's so important that hindi talaga negosyante lang ang nag-umpisa. Kasi pag negosyante, mas maraming malamang pera-pera lang yan. So I'm glad that because Dr. Myron Wentz is a scientist, he's actually an immunologist, molecular biology, and his specialization is in the field of molecular biology and immunology. Is also an immunologist. So anyway, let's go back to the article. The article says that in a study from Brigham and Women's Hospital, those who were taking vitamin D and omega 3 showed lower rate of autoimmune disease such as arthritis, polymyalgia rheumatics, psoriasis, and a few others. And it's promising to note, it's also promising to note because the first author, Jill Hand, said that up until now, there is no proven way of preventing autoimmune disease, which strikes aging individuals. At least now, she says, for the first time, we have a proven way of preventing autoimmune disease. So isn't that encouraging? I just actually emailed this, PM this article to my friend who has psoriasis. It turns out that skin psoriasis, after a while, it goes down to the bone. So it becomes parang sort of arthritic psoriasis, something like that. Diba? And you know what? Only our nutritionals helped him with that. So anyway, in hindsight, I have been, as for me naman, I've been taking vitamin D. Oh, by the way, in that study, those who were taking vitamin D and omega 3, those were the ones who showed lower rate of autoimmune disease. Okay? So ako naman, in hindsight, I have been taking vitamin D and omega 3 for the last 8 years now. And you know what? I am pretty much arthritis free. Diba? Given my age, I should be developing some, and given my eating habits. So talagang every year I am really proud of our nutritional. So if ever I do get sick, so like kanina, diba, for the first time I sort of like was trying to catch my breath when I went down the supermarket. And I didn't really feel dizzy. It was just in my head. It's just that I felt rather short. I felt rather short of breath. But then in my head, if let's say I do get sick now, right? I was given at least 8 years compared to those who were to those family and friends that I have offered Usana to, who got sick and has been in maintenance for the last 8 years, and some have already died. So ako, nabigyan na ako ng 7 taon. And now today, that's why I have this, right? I also believe in self-healing. So habang hindi ko pa alam what's going on with me, I put this here. So I'm already telling my body to respond with a healing process. But nevertheless, yun nga, it makes me proud that if you have really good nutritionals, what it gives you back, guys, is time. It's not just good health. And I'm very proud of that. And this article is actually like a validation for our founder. Diba? He's really, I told you already, he's really an immunologist and a molecular biologist. And his specialization is really on cellular nutrition. But yeah. But anyway, so as far as, okay, let me just stress this, not all supplements, guys, are created equal. Hindi porke maganda, sinabi maganda, that it is safe. That is why our company, our brand is the highest rated nutritionals and unmatched even when it comes to highest safety, purity, and quality. That should only be our criteria. Now, you may find this article, if you want to read on more about this article, just look for it at Harvard Gazette. So just type vitamin D reduce autoimmune disease. Diba? So enjoy reading that. But you know what, guys? This reminds me when I was just talking about what should your criteria be in choosing your nutritionals. I have this. I met someone a few years ago. We presented our company, our products, and our products to her, and she only got, I think, once to help out our friend, right? But she didn't get again. And for the last several years, she has been ordering, right, these bottles, yung malalaking bottles of nutritional or the supplement online, which was to her mura because it was about less than 1,000 pesos, pero ganun kadami. And guess what happened to her? She got cancer and had complications after the surgery. Diba? So, tinipid-tipid ang nutritionals, pero mas mahal magkasakit. And on top of that, she could be losing her life. And she is not even in her 70s or 80s, diba? She's still probably about 8 years older lang than me. So she's probably early 60s or maybe even late 50s. Pero yun nga, 'di ba? So hindi talaga about ganda eh. 'Di ba? Pwedeng maganda Pero dapat the damage, organ damage, is the toxicity is almost negligible or zero. And that is our differentiator. Diba? So kung kayo, it's sad pa nga that sometimes yung mga doctors, diba, minsan feeling nila, alam na nila. Pero sometimes, ignorance, not all supplements are created equal. Ano ba naman yung tignan, diba? So ako, I highly recommend that you check out our company. In fact, Philippine Basketball Association is already all the athletes there are already users of our products, and mind you, not paid, only users kasi nga, 'di ba? Tawag dito, ganun kaganda yung quality of our nutritionals, the reputation of our nutritionals. So yun lang. So anyway, so ako, every now and then when I look for articles for our segment that I will feature here, I really look for health, right? And when I find articles like this, and it really validates the expertise of Dr. Myron, when sobrang natutuwa ako that I made the right decision when it comes to the health, my health and the health of my family. Ayan. Okay? So anyway, meanwhile, guys, diba, if you're reading the article, I hope you enjoy the read. Okay? Harvard Gazette yan, so mukha naman silang reliable source. Anyway, so just this morning, I was actually appreciating how I get to have 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. For someone my age, diba, it's very good because usually as you age, many seniors have a hard time sleeping. Umiikli yung sleeping hours nila. Ako hindi. Of course, I'm thankful to our melatonin Pure Rest, diba? Because of that. And also, I also am thankful because I know how to put myself to sleep. Before I actually found my technique, diba, and my ways of having 8 hours of sleep, I used to just sleep about 5 hours, and I really hated it kasi parang feeling I want to sleep some more. My body I used to feel tired, pero now hindi na. But anyway, so yun nga, diba? This morning when I was going to the other unit, my thoughts were on thanking God that that I have that ability to sleep 8 hours and have a good night rest, diba? So it's good because that means kasi sleep is the time that our body goes into repair mode, diba? So for me though, I sleep at midnight and I should really be hitting the sack at about 10 so that I can get optimal repair and regeneration. So I'm still studying that because around 10 o'clock, I'm still enjoying my K-drama. Who here is awake at 10, 11, and 12? Sometimes I go up to 1 a.m. And if I sleep at 1 a.m., I wake up about 8:30 in the morning. And I feel really good that I do wake up around that time. But anyway, so I found this article. So I'm sharing this because I found this article at Neuroscience. And it says that for middle age and upwards, sleeping, diba? 7 to 8 hours is best because too little sleep can lead to the decline of cognitive and mental health. And you know naman me, guys, right? Let's talk about physical health, diba? But very mental and cognitive health are two of the emphasis that I talk about here in the show. Okay? So one of the reason is una-una, this has become my area of interest and has become my area of expertise. But at the same time, guys, diba, dementia, is a real threat. Okay, and I know someone who in her 40s started to get dementia, and that's really sad, diba? It's heartbreaking. Can you imagine? Sometimes I imagine, what if one day I don't recognize the faces of my family, my loved ones, of my husband, of my kids. I don't have a memory of them, and that really scares me. Diba? I don't like. What if one day I meet, diba, into an accident just because of that as well. I remember my Lola Inay, diba, in Canada. She reached up to 101, but when she was in her 90s, nakakalimutan niya na yung stove na naka-on. So, buti na lang there's this alarm fire alarm, 'di ba? But other than that, yun nga, I'm sure, and I also know of another friend whose mom has dementia also. Diba, ang lungkot-lungkot kaya nun. So anyway, so you can imagine what the family of that 40-year-old, diba, woman feels, diba? Now that she probably doesn't recognize them anymore. So anyway, so I'm very particular about cognitive and mental health because of that. Okay, so that's why my waking hours as well, diba, includes a practice of mindfulness exercises, diba, for mental, cognitive, and physical health. So one of the ways that I actually practice to avoid, diba, to make sure that my mental health is on tip top shape is I make sure that mindfulness and being consciously aware exercises for these are included in my daily routine and also as a mindful practice. Diba? I ask it of myself. I demand it of myself to have mindful exercises even when I'm going through, also when I'm already working. And that's because yun nga, ayoko namang, 'di ba? I don't want to have any dementia at an early age, 'di ba? Gusto ko magka-dementia ko one day before I die when I'm 100 years old. Yun. But anyway, so neuroplasticity is a way of our brains adaptation capabilities, 'di ba? So our brain, in other words, are trainable. So we can retrain our brain for new processes and wiring helpful to its health and longevity. Diba? But that's not our topic is not about brain plasticity, neuroplasticity or brain plasticity. Here I'm just sharing with you, and I'm going to be sharing with you seven tips on how you can actually get 7 to 8 hours sleep. Okay, so that you can have a healthy mind and a healthy brain as well. So this is for individuals. So when I was reading this, I'm gonna share this. So me, number one, I take melatonin. I started adding that. Well, I actually started adding that because melatonin is good for the brain. But I also use it to start helping me kick in the sleep mode, diba? Get me into the REM state right away. So we have that melatonin. We have that in our product line, and again, this is the only brand that I am going to recommend, given that we are the safest because of our science. Okay, for other brands, I really can't vouch for it. Okay, so anyway, number two. Aside from that, you can actually instruct your brain and cue it to sleep by repeatedly saying to it the word sleep. So, unuutusan mo siyang matulog. Cueing the brain helps it recognize the word as instructional rather than just a passing thought. So, I guess when we are focusing on that, the brain gets tired and brings, di ba, pag paulit-ulit lang yung word na yon, the brain gets tired in because it circles around that word, and then because it gets tired, it goes into the fail safe or into the REM mode or a REM cycle or into the theta state, and that once you enter that, wala na, tulog ka na. And that's for me, I usually say that about when I started doing that, siguro about seventh sleep pa lang tulog na ako. Ngayon, sometimes 20 kasi my brain also outsmarts itself. It's a way to defend itself. Pero hindi siya lumalabas ng 20. So I just go sleep, sleep, sleep. So I think 10 tulog na ako kagad. So another way that you can also help use the brain's focusing and process, diba? Another is you can actually repeat a prayer over and over, and that's actually very convenient for a Roman Catholic because we have a lot of those, diba? The written prayer. So for me, I actually repeat Our Father or Hail Mary till I fall asleep, and it's also nice because it's like me reconnecting my last few waking hours to our God or to our creator. So sometimes that's the one, it allows me to sleep. Parang I'm communicating with him. And conversely, you can also sing a song repeatedly. So just choose a song and do that over and over and over. Yun lang. So, mamaya makakatulog ka na rin. So, in retrospect, guys, it's most likely why counting sheep works, diba? Putting ourselves to sleep with the rituals I mentioned works because our brain simply follows its process. So it goes into relax mode, it enters into either REM or maybe that's a theta stage, which ushers in the sleep response kaagad. Diba? So not bad. Okay, so ngayon, kung nahirapan kayo, ngayon na, umpisa na tayong dalawa. Sleep, 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 sleep. Tara na, tulog na. Anyway, now leaping forward, let us talk about election reminders. I only have one message. So regardless, guys, of who wins, diba, you are the only one who can help yourself. If you have been complaining about your lot in life, examine it and take charge. Taking charge means you create healthy, lasting solutions. So kahit na si VP Robredo pa maupo dyan, or si BBM, or si Isko, or si Pacquiao, or si Lacson, diba, si Ping, diba, our discipline, our contribution our contribution will be the one making a difference. Okay, so those I have seen fighting for each camp, unfortunately, are in the 99% who live within comfort zones. Diba? So paano na? If we think that the government is the problem, but the ones weighing the votes are the comfort zoners, what makes us think that it will be different? Okay? You want to know that you're not in the comfort zone? Tara, be in our industry and you will realize what I'm talking about. Diba? So anyway, thus we are the change, and change means discipline, and discipline means consistency, diba? Walang excuses. Yun yung pinakamahirap, diba? We're no ningas kogon pa naman. So we are the change. Build the life that you want regardless, diba? Contribute to community building in significant life-changing ways regardless. Contribute to the greatness of our country in discipline and healthy initiatives regardless. So we are united in these three regardless, and when I say regardless, whoever is seated, whoever is running the country, diba? Then I think we can really say that we are the government running our country. Kahit na may nakaupo pa dyan, pero yung disiplina nasa atin, tulungan yung sarili natin, tumulong makapagbago ng buhay ng iba, mag-contribute sa disiplina ng bayan, di ba? Then, parang the government becomes only like a nanny. Parang yaya lang siya. Pero tayo pa rin, di ba? Mas maganda kung tayo yun. Di ba? So, every leader will be corrupt, di ba? Every leader will be arbitrary, subjective, di ba? And we can't just waste our time looking for their faults and using their faults as a reason why our lives are like this. Diba? Guys, I come from an industry where it has demonstrated over and over that it's not the government that changes our lives when it comes to our life goals, to our life dreams, or the vision that we want, diba? I come from an industry where the government is not the reason for uplifting dire situations. Hindi ang gobyerno ang naghanap ng solusyon, hindi ang gobyerno ang nagtrabaho para sa solusyon na yun, at hindi rin ang gobyerno ang nagkusa ng disiplina, kundi yung mga taong who is really earning in this company at binago yung buhay nila. Their families are now in better situations, better experiences, not because of the government, but because of their own personal initiatives and discipline that they took to change that. So, anyways, in the coming election, you have to vote wisely. And yung di nagnanakaw, sure. So in the coming election, you have to vote wisely. Yung di nagnanakaw, sure. Yung di bibenta ang bayan sa Chino, sure. Yung least of all evil, sure. But promise yourself that you will uplift your own life and invest in yourself starting today. Okay? So it's already 7:30, guys. We have one more segment before we go to the convo. Ganda pa naman ang segment na yun. But let us first go to a break, diba? And we'll see kung meron pang time o baka dumiretso na tayo sa convo natin. In the meantime, guys, turning it over to our technician. Please roll the break, please. Thank you.
If you like listening to this station, DZRJ 810 AM, there's no excuse not to listen anywhere and wherever you want. Listen on your phone or computer anytime, anywhere in the world. Just download the app for free. How do you download? If you have an Android phone or tablet, go to Google Play Store. If you have an iPhone or iPad, go to Apple App Store. It's that simple. You have 3 choices. Just type in TuneIn Radio. Once the app is downloaded, search for DZRJ 810 AM. For Radio Garden app, once it's downloaded, search for DZRJ 810 AM. And for Streema app, that's STREEMA. And once it's downloaded, search for DZRJ 810 AM. And now you can enjoy DZRJ 810 AM anytime and anywhere. Hey, it's free.
To all Teleradio Bandido viewers and listeners, you can now watch Teleradio Bandido on our new YouTube channel, DZRJ 810 AM Radio Bandido. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified when a new video gets uploaded. Don't miss out on our dynamite lineup.
Ayan, nakalimutan ko mag-unmute. So we are back. Oo nga. Please don't forget to like our YouTube page, YouTube channel. That's RJ News PH. And please CLC nicely. The world has too much hatred. Okay, 99%. So please don't belong there. Okay? So anyways, CLC nicely and don't forget to subscribe. You can also share our page, 'di ba? Lalo na for sa mga kababayan natin who are abroad, 'di ba? At who wants to be updated of what's going on in the country. Anyway, so it's 7:33. Tawag dito. I wonder if you will go straight already to the convo, but I hope that you already enjoyed a couple of our segments on sleep, 'di ba? On also on vitamin D, why you should take it, and at the same time, na-enjoy nyo rin sana yung aking paghahanap ng bathtub na portable kasi yung gusto ko lang gumulong from the bed to the tub. Ayoko nang tumayo. Sobrang init sa gabi. Anyway, so okay, so let's move on. We have the last few minutes, and also please I hope that you also get, diba, the election PSA that we had today, na tayo lang po ang magbabago sa sarili natin at sa bayan natin. Kahit sino pa ho ang iluklok dyan, kung tayo hindi magbabago, walang disiplina, wala pong mangyayari. So yun lang yun. Okay, so anyway, let's move on. Our convo for tonight. Okay, this is our last leg of our show. So I don't know if you have been following the news about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, right? And I understand that those already, that there's company like Disney and the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise already pulled their support. Hindi pa nga siya guilty, di ba? Not pinuprove pala, diba? Innocent until proven guilty. Already pulled support kay Johnny Depp. Diba? So they went, what they call it, they already put the cart ahead of the horse, so to speak. But I'm very proud because Dior has not. Diba? Because of that, naubos tuloy yung men's scent that I recently found. I don't know kung pwedeng pakita. Men's scent, ang bango-bango na talaga niya. First time when I smelled it, diba, my husband put it on, sabi ko, oh my God, amoy mayaman ka. Ganun talaga yung reaction ko. But I understand that it's out of stock probably because of that. But anyway, so so the news about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is it's about the lawsuit, and it actually centers around relationship abuse, diba? So I was reading up actually an article today, and it is scary to find oneself in that kind of relationship kasi guys, siguro cultural din ang relationship abuse, diba? And in the US, the relationship abuse can really be sinister, kumbaga, nandun na siya. I just don't want to go into the detail, di ba? Hindi lang siya verbal abuse, hindi lang siya physical abuse. It can really literally be a threat on one's life. So that's why I said it can be scary to find ourselves in that kind of relationship. And the way I see it, diba, also there are a few clues that also help us, a person, discern beforehand kung the partner that he's choosing, she or he is choosing, is going to be a healthy person, diba? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, diba? Even my husband did not know me as a person when he entered into a relationship with me. Diba? Alam lang niya, cute ako, maganda ako, sabi niya. Sabi niya yun, ha? Pero hindi niya alam. Probably, malakas din siguro yung tatay. Pero hindi niya alam that I stand my ground when I know that ako yung nasa tama. Hindi niya alam na I will, na hindi ako pa doormat, diba? Hindi niya alam yun. And in the same way that I also did not know my husband when I entered into the relationship with him. Diba? So pareho lang. We only discovered that as days went on when we were married and as years went by. Diba? So there was no clues kasi sa umpisa talaga magpapakyut ang mga girls at mga boys. Diba? They will show their best self. So we can't also, there's no way of knowing may makakasama natin abusive unless, of course, we know that the person is alcoholic or a junkie, di ba? At talagang self-sabotager, unless we know that for a fact. But on many occasions, di ba, especially those who are hidden abusers, mga pakit-pakit yung mga yan, di ba? So now, yun nga, sorry, meron lang akong binabasa. And to say, so my point is we never really know till we have a healthy relationship until we are in it already, diba? So I say, guys, tread with caution, especially nowadays. So I asked, so ngayon, isip ko, to me, diba? How do you help others, diba, not get into that kind of relationship? And if it's me, what if I'm the one getting into the relationship? How would I advise myself? Okay? And knowing what I know, and this is what I came up with, knowing what I know about myself today and how trusting I was before, diba? Ano yung mga lessons that I have learned that I would be utilizing now if I had to go, let's say, first into a relationship, into a relationship. And four things actually came to mind. May 5 pang isa, pero tignan natin kung aabot. But basically, the most important right now are the 4. First, that how will I avoid placing myself into an abusive relationship? First, value of myself. 2, ano yung basis ko for entering the relationship. And 3, background check, di ba? And 4, raising my standards. Yun ba yung nakalagay doon? Educating myself pala, not raising my standards kasi given na yon. And then 5 is raising my standards. Palagay natin, okay? So anyway, so let me just go through each one. So first, value of myself. It took me a while to realize this, that the only person worthy of me is someone who gives value to the things that has made me who I am. All my experiences, every person that has made me who I am. And this includes my parents and their sacrifices, my education, diba? My life experiences and lessons from them, my effort to become better, my sacrifices, and my successes. These are the basic bullet, diba? Key points. If a person does not know about this and does not value any of these things, grabe, dun pa lang door stopper na. 'Di ba? So, I say this because I have been in relationships that have hurt me before, and when I look back at the character of that person who betrayed me for the sake of betraying me, it goes to show that the person never really valued me. 'Di ba? Baka nakyutan lang, 'di ba? Ego lang, 'di ba? So, and same with me, 'di ba? I also at one time hurt the person I cared for simply because I also missed his greatness and the sacrifices that came into becoming who he is as an individual. And in present, di ba, I also realized that my hobby also this so dahil dito, isip ka rin, oo nga, no? So I put this in an actual applied stage, di ba? How about my hobby? Di ba? Do I value what he is, di ba? His education, his parents, how his parents raised him, yung mga naging sacrifices niya, pinahahalagahan ko ba siya today or nababastos ko or natatapak-tapakan ko. So then I realized even if I'm loving him, 'di ba? Even if I'm loving him, I realize, oh nga no, I'm loving him on a typical parang correspondence between him and I, interaction between him and I, 'di ba? And what I know of having a good relationship, pero yung I mindfully put value in his whole life, 'di ba? Lahat ng stages, lahat ng parent, lahat ng basa, hindi ko pala nagagawa 'yon. So kanina tinanong ko siya, Han, ano yung gusto mong gawin? Meron ba akong pwedeng gawin para sa iyo? Oh, in-apply ko na siya kaagad. So anyway, because I realized that I realized na hindi ko pala napapahalagahan yung buong total value na, which is priceless, ng husband ko. I realized that there's something more pala that I want to do for him pa. Diba? So aside from the usual that is expected of me or in a relationship or usual that I want as a loving wife to him, as a loving wife and a loving partner to him. So anyway, so now what I'm going to do is, so di ba, parang ang nangyayari kasi if the person knows exactly your value and worth, why yung mga parents mo, yung mga sacrifice mo lahat are important to you because they made you into what you are, and if the person values that back, di ba, they are the person worthy to be with, di ba? Kasi pag binavalue nila yon, respect. And respect means walang abuse, and there is self-learning, there's restraint and self-learning and healthy growth. Diba? Yun na, just like my husband. Diba? I told you, my husband is mainitin ng ulo. Diba? And a long time ago, he used to he used to use hurtful words. And buti na lang talaga, I was more mature na parang and I understood the psychology. And today, my husband's hardly like that. Kasi na-communicate ko sa kanya na ba't na ginagamit yon. At ganito. Basta I explained it to him pag nagkakausap kami, whenever we would have our one-on-one. And now, my husband is, masungit pa rin siya, pero tawag dito, hindi na yung, alam mo yung hindi na siya halos foul. Diba? Pag nagagawa niya yon, parang nasasabihan ko na siya kaagad. I just tell him, do you hear yourself that those words are coming out from you? So doon na-realize ako that's not the person that he wants to be. So ganon. So, tawag dito. Kasi nga, di ba? Kasi nga, there is a person who will, na maiintindihan yung pinabavalue mo, will also do his share to respect that and to care for that. Okay? So number 2, another lesson that I have learned is not to use romantic love or emotional love or needy love, diba, as a reason to go into a relationship. Just because a person says hi to you in the morning, hello, calls you, buys you dinner or what, seems thoughtful at kinikilig ka, no, diba? That's only a bonus, diba? After being married for 29 years, romantic love isn't talaga a basis of a healthy relationship. Nawawala yun eh. The basis of a healthy relationship, healthy is how we relate to each other, how we interact, how we process each other, and how we even heal each other. So in a more specific way, di ba, itong interaction processing can be parang challenged or can be found in the way we build each other and our lives together, 'di ba? So insecurities, 'di ba? So in healthy relationships, guys, 'di ba? Insecurities are fixed by us, 'di ba? And we don't take it out from another person. So we don't expect our partners to fix our baggages, 'di ba? Or to band-aid treat that wound. If ever there's love and affections, their love and affections though are natural, are bonuses, 'di ba? So hopefully, 'di ba, we are lucky if our partners make an effort to be more loving even if it isn't there in their persona. So in my case, 'di ba, my husband is not malambing. I don't know, maybe because parang academe yung dating niya, 'di ba? Hindi naman ang lambing niya kasi food. Pero hindi siya yung ina-expect ko na mag-hug, 'di ba? Or mag-I love you sa akin. So because I don't have that bone of insecurity in my body, and I really heal it. Kumbaga, not just stop it. I just tell my husband, can you tell me I love you 5 times? Oh, that's it. Okay na ako. It's funny pa. And he doesn't feel threatened or what. Kasi parang he's not being asked to change to just suit me. So, ganyan sasabi ko that our partners are not there to fix our insecurities. Insecurities tayo dapat ang gumagawa nun. So, di ba? So, if we are still looking for that, di ba? Then we are courting an insecure relationship rather than a healthy relationship. And an insecure relationship, di ba, can lead to parang emotional damages. Paano kung, 'di ba, hindi magaling parehong mag-process nun. So, but then again, yun nga, kahit hindi magaling mag-process, I think partners who really love each other will want to heal oneself and heal the relationship. Ganon. So, hindi umaabot sa, siguro may point na magkakaabutan na magkakasakitan, but they also realize that it's unhealthy. So, they either help themselves or seek help. Seek help so that they can improve their interaction, their interaction, their loving interaction with each other. So, yun yung, kasi it doesn't make sense, di ba? That there's love, pero syempre may growing pains, tapos yung growing pains, hinayaan na lang maging growing pains. Kasi person who truly loves, will realize na there's something wrong kaagad and will fix that in a very healthy way. So, sinisip ko tayo, paano yung mga ibang Hollywood stars? Yun na nga. Diba? They think that love, ayaw nila ng romantic love kasi yun. They didn't realize that relationship takes work. Diba? And ayaw nila ng ganun. So nila siguro kilig-kilig lang. But anyway, so number 3, I wouldn't do this before, diba? But now I think it's different. I think it's important we know that we know the person that we are going to have a relationship with. So don't just go out with the person you met at a bar in a public place. I think we also have to do background check with on them. Sa mga friends sila, sa mga peers sila, maybe find out from how the relationship was before, diba? Kasi now, especially with the social media, everyone can be cute and nice, right? Diba? Sometimes pa nga fake, diba? So if I had to go through a relationship with them, I will definitely have to check. Hindi ako basta ora-orada na I will enter into someone, diba, nagpakit lang sa akin. The one who will be exempted from this probably is Yoon Bin. Kahit magpakot siya sa akin at mag-beautiful ay siya and give me that dimply smile, fine. Dalawa lang. Kaya he's taken. So that ship has sailed. So wala na. And if ever I were to date someone, check talaga. Kayo guys, check also. So, syempre for the men, diba, check healthily. Huwag naman stalky type. Diba? If you want to know if the girl that you like, diba? Tas for the men, and okay. Men. So anyway, tapos next, know what a healthy relationship also looks like. Diba? So before any of you goes into a relationship, read up on psychology today. Find, diba, what you are. Maintin ba ang ulo mo? Temperamental pa? Don't even go into a relationship if you are. Diba? But being educated about the look and feel of a healthy relationship, diba? At least already tells you that if you're a self-sabotager, that you will have to fix yourself before you get into a relationship. Diba? So educating the self on what that looks like. Diba? Hindi yung romantic love na my husband should be like. Hindi. So I think kaya nga that's why I said check it out sa Psychology Today, mga reliable sources about healthy relationships. Kasi you know what, once you are in an abusive relationship, and the abuser can make you feel like ikaw yung in the wrong, can make you feel like sila parati yung tama. So hindi ka na makakapag-isip. So before you even get into a relationship, educate na yourself. What kind of relationship is healthy? What kind of person should you be in a relationship? And if you are not the kind of person who will be healthy, a healthy partner, don't na go into a relationship. Please lang. 'Di ba? Don't na. Not even a one night stand, nothing. 'Di ba? Tulungan mo muna yung sarili mo mag-heal. 'Di ba? Kasi otherwise, I guess even if you are an abuser, the feeling of rage, 'di ba, and galit and emotional instability doesn't feel good at all. So is 'di ba? So if you are the kind of person that who will be abusive, lalo parang you only got a big rock na pinukul mo sa sarili mo. So ganun din 'yon. So anyway, so yun nga. So for a person, 'di ba? Anyone before getting into a relationship, read up on what a healthy relationship looks like. And before you even go into one, 'di ba? Let's say go into parang fix yourself, and then pag kayong dalawa, go na kaagad into mag-counseling na kayo kaagad. Get used to mga ideas of what you will do in order to keep fixing yourself. Ganun lang yan. Okay? And number 5, raise your standards. You know what, guys? This is kind of related to number 1, di ba? If you know your value, di ba? Your value, you will not most likely choose the partner that you have today. Di ba? So malamang makikita, especially if your partner that you have today tends to curtail you and not give you freedom, or tends to nang hindi niya sinasadya. Kasi kina-curtail kasi 'di ba, in relationship meron yung sino masusunod, ganyan, 'di ba? So tuloy nawawala yung identity mo or yung persona mo or yung talent mo or what, 'di ba? So may mga ganong relationship. Ako, if you ask me, my husband knows that. If ever, like, sino ba yung para sa akin na pumahanapin ako, I always say, that is Steve Jobs, 'di ba, for a long time, then Elon Musk, 'di ba? So I said, Elon Musk ka ba? Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates, ganong level. Bakit? Kasi yung value ko, ang binigyan ko ng halaga naman for me is the kind of personality I have. I mean, personality and beingness. I know I'm intelligent. I know I'm explorative. I know I thrive in an environment that brings out the best in me. 'Di ba? So, tawag dito. And in my relationship with my husband, it's not like that. Kakatawa kami. We're so opposite. I'm very inquisitive, siya hindi. Ganun, di ba? Ganun yung kanyang character. So, tataps kagad. Samantalang, let's say, if I had a partner who was like probably like an Elon Musk, malamang, I'm also on board with whatever that project is. Ganun kasi. So, yun, ang pinahalagahan ko, yung value ko. Di ba? So, yung value ko ng pagkatao ko tsaka ng personality ko. Yun. So, anyway, that's why I say raise my standard. So, raising standard means hindi ka basta-basta pipili ng tao just because in love ka lang. May emotional, romantic love, emotional love, or neediness love. Diba? Ang pipiliin mo talaga yung karapat-dapat sa'yo, and titignan mo yung value. Diba? You know, in our industry, ang gagaling ng mga single women. Diba? Because this is an industry na it will require discipline. The highest form of discipline, the change, 'di ba? Going for change. Kumbaga, sabi nga, 'di ba, you can't cross the ocean and get to the other side unless you let go of the shore, 'di ba? So many of those single women here in our industry, ang gagaling kasi doon nila nakita yung value nila. So hindi sila, siguro kung hindi nila ginawa yung sino-sino lang ang boyfriend din nila. Na-in-love kasi sila. Fortunate yung mga ibang who started here na mag-boyfriend and girlfriend, and they both did the business, and they both realized that it will require discipline and change kasi they became more bonded. Yun, mga ganon. So, yun, kahit siguro they also have iringan, kaya lang, di ba, yung value nila, alam nila yung value nila, So, binigyan nilang halaga yung value nila. And in the partnership, that person also gave value to sa ano nila. Kaya nga, so the standards were either na-raise and na-maintain. So kayo din, ganun, di ba? Pag in love kayo, tapos pareho kayong college grad or walang naabot sa buhay, di ba? Kailangan alam mo yung value mo, tsaka alam mo yung pupuntahan mo at least, and this person will always be on board. Yun. So I think, that's I think these 5, di ba? That the 5 criteria, the valuing of oneself, diba? The basis of a relationship, emotional basis of a relationship, background check, educating yourself, and also raising your standards, diba? Are, I think, the very helpful criteria that you can use for yourself before you even enter in a relationship. So, ganon, di ba? Ayan, sandali So, ayan. Anyway, so, I feel bad for Johnny Depp, di ba? That something like this can happen to him. And I'm also seeing that abuse can also happen to a man, not just a woman. But I do think that women are more vulnerable kaya mas marami pa rin talagang victims of abuse and the side of women. Okay? As I write this episode, those were my thoughts. But regardless, I hope that regardless of gender and even race, diba? Race and religion and belief will have to be abused just because of those differences. Okay? So anyway, so the tips that I gave are tips that I would give myself should I go on a date today. Diba? And there are tips that will hold true for both man, woman, or any gender. Diba? So the message is simple. We have a hand in how we end up in a relationship. So before we even disregard our own health and safety in the name of love, we have to think twice. We have to smart up twice, thrice, and many times over. Okay? So again, I hope itong 5 criteria na to na shinare ko sa inyo makes sense, 'di ba? Para sa kapakanan nyo rin. And if ever you are the abusive type also, 'di ba? Ikaw yung mas maraming baggage. I really suggest just own up, seek help, and don't go into a relationship. Unang-una, relationships are overrated. Don't even get into a one-night stand or anything like that kasi baka maalala mo lang how frustrating it is. It's not lonely to be single, by the way. Diba? Because there are many higher purpose that we can actually go to. We can probably become an author, go back to school and take masters, diba? Or what else? Or we can add a new course, degree, like maybe IT, or in the field na it's rigorous. Be an astronaut yun. Parang get my point. So we don't have to end up hurting anybody. But anyway, so that's it for now. And I hope I want to say thank you for tuning in for an hour. Diba? So this is TJ Chin, and I just want to say good night and have a great week ahead. So let's all pray for Ukraine and at the same time help in whatever ways we can. Diba? Peace should be the only language that we all know, and peace is the only language that we should all use. So with that, guys, I will see you again next Saturday. Magandang gabi po.
The views and comments of the hosts and guests are not necessarily those of the station.